I recently participated in a full game race, from the first level all the way through to the last, in a game called Marble It Up. And one might wonder, how did that happen? I've never done any speedruns in any game before, and now I was racing 8 other people in an event that came to be known as the Super Bowl, or simply the race.
Alright everybody, get ready to roll. Yeah, ready! 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Marble It Up is a 3D roller platformer game released in September 2018, following its predecessors Marble Blast Gold and Marble Blast Ultra, released in 2003 and 2006 respectively. My introduction to the game was through my brother in December of 2018, when he bought it for me as a Christmas gift. Back then I had only him to race, and after about a month I stopped playing, thinking I had experienced everything the game had to offer. It wasn't until a year later, during a stream with some friends, that we decided to download it again and race each other. Those friends later went home and bought the game for themselves, and thus I was indulged with racing my friends in Marble It Up once again. This began what I would call the surge of Swedes, as me as well as my friends all began to stream the game on Twitch, spreading the interest to our viewers, cheering us on as we tried to beat each other's times. It was around this time that I got a shoutout by the official Marble It Up Twitter account, and the game's passionate community was alerted to the surge of Swedes. During one of these streams, a user named HDude44 suggested that he and I raced each other in what he called an RTA. I of course accepted the challenge, and HDude alerted the rest of the community to the race, and not before long, the amount of races grew from 2 to 9. A date was set, and the first ever Super Bowl race was about to happen.
So it is 4:30, so I'm gonna quickly introduce all the runners. I'm HDude, organized the race. We have Hatchet 302.
Howdy.
Skullfire.
Ah, hello!
88. We have DK Man.
What?
We have Cats.
I'm back.
Hi.
We have
I just
Umber
got-
Sunset.
Idaho.
We have Space Kitten 97, who's just finishing his run. He had an early start, and he's our current world record holder. And as well, we
And
also
he also has to go to bed.
yes, he has to go to bed. And we also have Glooten and Atham representing the Swedish Marble Up community. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to Murder for sponsoring this race with a couple of cash prizes, which is really exciting for various
That'd be
bounties.
$30.
We're going to have a prize of $5 for the best time on Stay Frosty, the best time on Archipelago, the best time on Icy Ascent, best time on Ex Machina, while also getting the trophy, the best time on Staying Alive, and also the best time on Olympus. And those are in-game time. So whoever gets the best of those on their first attempt will be getting $5 for whichever of those they win. And then also, I want a big thanks to Jeroni, who has offered up $15 for the winner of the race overall, $10 for the second place, and $5 for the third place winner. So thanks, guys. And I also want to thank the Marble Up staff and developers who promoted and supported this race. Fletch, if there's anything you want to say before we get started?
Yeah, I just want to say, we, as representative of the dev team, I know I'm very excited about it. I know everyone's going to watch as much as they can today. But this is really cool to see. It's really cool to see the surge in interest in RTA races. And we're excited to see where it goes. I love this stuff. I think we all love this stuff.
So is everybody queued up on learning to roll?
Yep.
Do we have a gunshot to start this?
Yeah, Fletch, want to kind of say?
Sure.
Here we go.
All right, everybody, get ready to roll. Yeah, ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
let's go.
Good luck, guys.
Can we restart?
No. So the first bounty level is going to be Stay Frosty, so make sure you call out your times.
Alright. I'm on Stay Frosty.
12:04:2.
12:02. I did.
Okay, I'm not calling mine out.
I got 12:40 something. I messed up.
17:47.
I finished full speed ahead.
Oh, I'm not last. What the hell?
Let's go on, bro.
Adam, how you doing?
Wave pool.
Oh, you're just ahead of me. I'm so far behind, so I have time to forget what the levels are before I reach them.
I missed my first attempt, so I'm out.
I mean, I missed my first attempt, but it wasn't out of bounds. So.
Oh, I landed mine.
Someone
I went off the edge on over the garden wall. How does that even happen?
I failed it 3 times. I had to reset.
You went over the garden wall.
Yeah, you went over.
Alright, what? Icy Ascent. 9:37. Icy Ascent.
No. 9327.
3-6.
Oh my god.
Oh, what happened to you?
Rolled off the edge.
Did you do the backwards stretch?
The world
Yeah,
record holder.
I went too far to the right and just skidded off.
Oh no, did I miss that? Go from the back up.
My brain.
Cats, I saw that save on Totally Tubular.
H taught me that. I saw H do that once.
Crap, why did I teach you that?
Shouldn't have
Cleared
screamed.
the screen.
Everybody's friendly and helpful until we race, you know?
Yeah.
That might be the unluckiest thing I've ever seen.
What happened?
8th am. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right.
I'm so sad.
One jump from the finish on time capsule.
Beginning of it. Where's Hatchet at right now?
Yes! I landed Cog Valley!
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
chapter 3, 1613.
Okay, I guess I'm not doing skip. Yeah, that happened to me in my PB, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it did.
Like twice.
I know.
Yeah, I accidentally got an unwanted, like
14.26 Ex Machina trophy percent.
That's pretty good.
Nice. Trophy?
641, chapter 4.
I totally forgot to get the time travels. I just zoned out. As soon as I get to 6, my brain turns off. It's pretty normal.
39.56. Let's stay in.
Okay, flip the table, flip the table.
I'm also on flip the table.
God, Glooten, stop.
No. You stop.
Yes. No. You stop.
Oh my god, the
You
bumper
hang
made the sound and I my pants. Oh, sorry. I crapped my trousers.
For the new cookie strats, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet! I got the fast radius finish! No, I missed it!
Oh my
No.
gosh, I messed up on...
No!
I messed up on radius.
I missed the goal. Yeah. Are you gonna skip the last loop?
Time.
Yeah.
42.
Congrats on second place.
Nice.
Okay, and... time. 43:09.
I knew I had to do the skip in order to have a chance to beat. I missed it.
And time. 43.92.
Wow, we were seconds apart.
Yeah.
Okay, not gonna lie, I might have won if I didn't mess up the end of Century
Fine.
Pillars.
43:31, new PB by 4 seconds.
Nice. Yes.
Atham, you could still catch up to Skullfire.
Oh, really?
No, don't tell him that.
Getting nervous?
No, Adam, don't play well. I wanna be the best Swede.
This is a big speed for Skull Fire.
There we go.
He's totally gonna miss the ball.
37.81.
Oh,
Time for skull.
Oh no! Adam, no! Oh.
it's over.
Go to the side, dude. Go to the side.
Yeah, full off.
All right. 4K strats. I don't know.
Good job, Skull Fire.
Thank you. What does that place me? Where do I win?
You in fifth, I believe.
Oh,
Streams.
I had the race countdown up the whole time.
Alright, Glooten, you gotta read
Counting up now.
Race starts at 56:52.
Well, at least it wasn't starting soon.
Personality should.
Hi.
Quote unquote.
Oh.
Personality.
Nice race, Adam.
No PV
Oh,
though.
that's a
Was it?
beautiful
Time for
moment.
anthem.
I have 5 minutes to beat my PB. Let's do this.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it.
There's
You
no
got
way
this.
you don't beat it, right?
Oh,
no way.
dude,
Oh, 4
sub
minutes I got.
hours coming for Glooten.
Yeah, I want the sub 1 hour. Let's do it.
Are you
Oh,
going for skip?
hey.
Okay, let's not die now. This is the make it or break it.
Yeah.
Bring it up.
You got
Don't
this.
crash.
What am I doing? What am I doing? No! Oh, I gotta die. No, wait, no.
Okay, go back. You can still do it. You
I can do it. Oh!
Stay on the platform.
Oh!
That was so hype.
Oh!
You still got this.
Y'all
You
are
still got
getting
this.
so hyped while I'm on staying alive.
You can get like a sub 58.
Okay, let's do this, guys. What am I? What? I'm choking so much. What? Oh, I'm sweating.
Oh,
I am sweating so much.
bad
You
RNG.
can do it.
You've got 3 minutes to do this last part. You've almost.
Watch
There's
me
no way
choke
you
up,
don't
dude.
beat you.
Oh, escalation skip.
Come on.
Okay,
Nice, Umbra.
don't hit those. Let's do this. Let's hit the bowl. Let's not miss the bowl here.
No way, Umbra. You did not just get a
Watch
fast.
it. Watch it.
What am I doing?
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, I got it! I got it!
Most experience.
Time!
22.
Oh,
Sub 115 incoming.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
Sub
miss it.
112.
112. Yeah.
111. So much better, but still crap.
Nice.
I started with Marble Blast Online, which is it was a browser-based PC version of Marble Blast Ultra, and I played that mostly multiplayer for about 3 years. So I played, very regularly all the time wherever I went. I had my laptop to play MBO, and I didn't really have much to do with the speedrunning scene. I mean, I played. I played the single player levels. I watched the world record replays, things like that. But I never really got into speedrunning myself.
But there was speedrunning at that time for full game speedruns.
Yeah, it did exist, and you can actually still find the videos of speedruns of Marble Blast Ultra, especially many years ago. So after Instant Action went down, I didn't play a lot of Marble Blast. Because the Marble Blast Platinum, which was really, really good, didn't have the same kind of multiplayer component. And so it wasn't until Marble It Up was announced that I got really back into Marble games. And, with this game, I bought it mainly for the multiplayer, but I found as I was waiting for multiplayer to finally be released, I kind of fell in love with the speedrunning as well, especially once Chapter 6 came out and the whole speedrun became pretty crazy.
Like, when did you start speedrunning the game? Because the Chapter 6 wasn't released until a bit later, after the game's official release. And I know that there were 4 chapters at the start, right? When the game was
there
released?
were 4 chapters. So those 4 chapters are now known as chapters 1, 2, 3, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then that was just for the Nintendo Switch release. And I didn't do any speedrunning of that category. When the PC version was released, they introduced chapter 4 as well. And I didn't do any speedrunning in that category, but I always planned, I want to try full game runs after they release Chapter 6, this challenge update. I want to see how fast I can do these super challenging levels in the context of a full game run. And so it wasn't long after Chapter 6 was released. I did all my tasks and I learned all the levels. for individual levels and things like that. And then I tackled it for full game runs. And then I was the first one to do any full game runs of the full game from chapters 1 to 6. And it was that way for a few weeks. I was lowering my own PB times.
Mm-hmm.
My first run was something like 1 hour and 32 minutes. So nothing like what you see today. Eventually I took it down below 1 hour. Eventually I took it down below 50 minutes. And before I could be the first one to take it under 45, DK Man 00 came in and he took that away with a bunch of great runs. And he eventually was the first person to take it down to sub 40. And that was about 6 or 7 months ago. And up until the last few weeks, that's exactly where the record stood with the 39:47, I believe.
Yeah, because DK's time, whenever he took that stood for a long while, and the category kind of died out. I think neither you or him played anymore.
To say that it stood is maybe partly just because DK lost some interest and there wasn't any real competition in the category up until recently, until you and I had our chance encounter in Twitch chat, essentially.
Yeah, you did suggest this race first just against me, just like a fun thing, but
I'm not sure about that.
Oh really? Yeah, you had the plan all along, really.
It's a good question.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't planned before that point, but once the challenge was laid down, I think
the cogs were moving.
Really cocky to the likes of, you could practice for the next 4 weeks and I'd still beat you without a single practice run. So something like that, just to try to bait you into a match. But I ended up practicing anyways, and once a few more people were getting on board and they were starting to run the game, and suddenly before the race even started, the world record had been beaten by probably both Katz's and Space Kitten, who are both ahead of DK Man now at this point in the world record leaderboards.
But whenever you felt like this race is becoming something maybe just more than a fun challenge.
I don't know when that was. I think it was maybe even in just a couple of days after we started talking about putting together the race, and there were more people asking, okay, when is this race going to be? What time is it going to start? We want to make some plans so that we're available to watch it or to, be a part of it, to be a participant. And the game developers were also showing interest in it. And I realized, you know what? So going back a little bit, when I was running the game, I never expected to be a top class runner. I know there are lots of other players in this game who are more skilled than I am. The reason I started those runs of chapter 1 to 6 was because I wanted to get more people into the game, and also to get more people into the category. I wanted to see people doing full game runs like they're doing now. And so it was, 6 or 7 months ago, and I was grinding through these things, trying to get more people to race, trying to get some more interest, get it to pick up steam. And that was my real goal in speedrunning this game in the first place. And so somehow, after you and I had this race challenge that went into place, all of those things that I'd been trying to do the previous year just suddenly started happening. Everybody was like, "Oh, I want to be part of the race with Glooten." I was like, "Oh, great. I didn't just try to get you to play for the last 6 months." But it worked, and then the category picked up so much momentum, and I'm seeing it every day on the front page of speedrun.com, which is really, really cool. And having 9 players, all of whom are now on the leaderboards, all of whom have done multiple runs and attempts, and some truly amazing world records on the leaderboard as well. Really, really cool stuff. Yes, that was a goal that was definitely reached to better than I was hoping for.
Marble It Up has 60 unique levels spread over its 6 chapters, and for just about every one of them there's a specific strategy that runners have to utilize to complete them as fast as possible. Still, no matter how many times you practice or how well you know the strats, the human element can kick in at any time, and the slightest mistake can ruin your run and force you to reset.
This I give up.
After the race I was hooked on speedrunning, and the feeling of beating your own personal best was always equally sweet. 3 days after the race, I managed to lower my time to a 55:13. 3 days after that, a 53:19, and a few days later, a 52:43.
PB? It's a PB? What just happened?
At this point, I set my sights on a sub-50 run, and I implemented faster strategies, but that also meant that completing a run would be harder than ever.
Jag blir rampglitchad.
Off. Bullshit f***ing level. I finally managed to reach my goal of getting a sub 50-minute run a week after my previous personal best. A week of doing runs every day was enough for me to almost go completely insane.
Oh, super speed
But as I said, finally beating your best time feels ever so sweet.
Kom titta gubben. Kom titta. Titta Sauron. Titta gubben. Yes gubben. Yes gubben, titta.
So where does that place me on the leaderboards? At least I beat Skullfire. As of right now, there are really only 2 players contending for the world record. Space Kitty and Katsis, both being the only ones to get a sub 40 after DK Man. Atham, Hatchet and H-Dude are currently hovering just above the 40-minute mark. Space Kitty was the first one to beat DK's record, and he did that with a time of 38:51 on the 31st of January. Katsis, with a time of 38:08, took the world record the following day, but wasn't allowed to keep it as Space Kitty raised the German flag on top of the leaderboards early the next day, landing at 37:30. It would take nearly 2 weeks before Katsis managed to take the #1 spot again with a time of 36:28, over a minute faster than Space Kitty. But as fate would have it, Katsis' time was stolen once more as Space Kitty, less than 24 hours later, got a 35:13. As speculation began about whether a sub 35 would be seen in the near future, Space Kitty set the leaderboards ablaze with a 34:46 on the 18th of February, a time that he would improve upon by 4 seconds just 2 days later. And that's where we are today, with Space Kitty's 34:42 being the fastest time to date, as well as being the first ever deathless RTA run. You can watch his run complete with H-Dude's commentary by clicking the link in the description below. Question is, how long will it be until that time is beaten? In theory, there are many faster strats that can be done on several of the levels, but implementing them into a run is easier said than done. I for one hope that we get to see more people speedrunning this category, and that one day we get to see the world record beat once again. My name is Glooten, thanks for watching.
This game has so much potential. It's not a matter of just landing all of the tricks and then boom, you have the fastest time possible. It's a lot more to do with optimizing every little strategy, every little moment. There's always room to improve. And not only that, but looking at the kinds of times that people pull off in individual level speedruns, the skill that's required for that for each level is way beyond anything we're attempting in RTA right now, as it should be. But it just goes to show that no matter how good we get at RTA, it's always going to be able to get better. So that's why I said no. The reason I said yes is because Marvel It Up is expecting some upcoming changes with a big content update that is called Marvel It Up Mayhem. It changes up the entire single-player experience, as well as introducing all the multiplayer modes. So that's really exciting to look forward to. But it's going to mean a big change in the category, and I'm expecting once that gets released and once people start to run the new Mayhem levels and the new Mayhem campaign full game, that this category of chapter 1 to 6 in the current state of the game is probably going to die out.